Hey YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. My name is Motors and this is my Jeep Next. Today, I'm just going to take you guys back to a short moment in time where we had to do a crazy winch rescue with a Jeep Cherokee in the middle of the night on New Year's Eve night. It was a crazy ride. Snow, a little bit of rain, it was cold, crazy wind, and the winch handled it. So we're gonna get up this hill and I'll show you guys where it all took place. All right, so we made it back here. This is approximately where where my Jeep was sitting when we were winching our new friend up this hill. I'm gonna hike down this hill today just to show you what we were dealing with. Not gonna drive down there today because that was not fun coming back up. So let me get things set up and we'll hike down and we'll go around a little bit and show you what was going on. And I also brought my rangefinder because I want to see if I can get a accurate distance of how far we winched him up. So let me get this thing going and we'll take you along. Okay, so as you can see, beautiful city of Las Vegas. It was gorgeous that night. You'll see a couple of photos with what it looks like at night out here, but my Jeep was actually just a little further up because my buddy Kyle actually was in that spot anchoring me to help keep me from sliding down the hill as we winched our guy up. And this is the hill. I'm gonna hike down, like I said, and show you guys what's going on. And as you can see, right about there is where my buddy Kyle was stuck, and it was getting dark, and we decided not to try to climb that mound over there. Thought we better turn around before we got ourselves into trouble in a unfamiliar trail in the middle of the night. So let me get hiked down this hill. Okay, so using my rangefinder down to about the spot where we started winching him up, that says 50 yards. 50 yards. That's 150 feet we had to pull him up this hill. Let's head down. Okay. I hiked down this hill, I don't know, down and up maybe 10 plus times. By the end of the night, my legs started cramping up and I needed to sit down and get some fluids flowing. Thankfully, I had Gatorade in the Jeep. My wife knows that I need that to keep myself hydrated when I get to doing things, and she knows those cramps in the middle of the night will kill me. So, here's another spot we're at. Let me show you. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody has been through here since we were just a few weeks ago. But if you can see these spots here, that's where when our guy tried to come up the hill in his own power, he couldn't quite make it. He got stopped right there, spinning tires. You can see how fine and loose the ground got in that area, and he was just digging a hole. So we ended up having to back him all the way down right about there to get him pushed over to the side, because me and my other buddy, we were still behind him, because when we left, he actually was behind us. So now he was blocking the trail, so we couldn't come up and try to pull him up. So we had to back him back down the hill, giving us enough room that we could come around him and get to the top of the hill and turn around and try to pull him up. So let's keep going. Not sure what the incline is on this hill, but it's pretty steep. So I'm going to try to do this without falling. And if you guys watch enough of my videos, you know my shoe of choice right now is Converse, plain old tennis shoes. Since I wasn't planning on really being out of the Jeep that night, I didn't have boots. So it was treacherous coming up and down in those shoes. So note to self, as I almost fall now, I really need to get just a spare pair of boots just to keep in the Jeep. So I keep taking my regular boots in, put them in the closet, and then I don't bring them with me. So see if we can get down this hill. We're almost there. There's the straps that came off the new toe straps that were pulled off in the middle of the night. I wouldn't get those picked up. Okay, so we are basically at the spot to where the nose of his vehicle was sitting. Actually, right on that rock right there was his front tire. So from here all the way up the hill is how far we had to pull him. And we will keep going down the hill here. I mean, really, look at this. That's crazy. All right, we made it to the bottom. Let me show you. All right, so at the bottom of this hill, we needed to get, obviously, back to the top. Couple obstacles, you know, right there, and another one about halfway up. But like I said, the guy that we were with, his Jeep was stuck right there by that bush. Oop, right there. His Jeep was stuck right there by that bush, and then we had to pull him up the rest of the way. So I'm going to walk you around there in just a second, but just wanted to get your bearings. So from here, at the bottom of the hill, me and my buddy had gone most of the way around, and we're going to climb that hill that we've never been on this trail before, and it got dark. So I ended up stopping about halfway and then walked up to see what he was dealing with up there. And then we had to, once we decided to come back, we had to turn around on this little road and try to avoid flipping over the edge. So let me show you kind of what's going on right here. Okay, so I had gone right there. And that's where I stopped and then walked the rest of the way to check out Kyle to see what he was dealing with, if we could make it any further. Once we decided we were going to turn around, the Grand Cherokee was right about here, and we had to turn him around in this loose gravel, and you can see that's a pretty good roll. If we'd missed that, I'll get a measurement on that to see how far that is, but we had to basically back quite a ways up. I think when I turned around, that's what my trailer hitch did when I backed up the hill a little bit, trying to get aimed back up the hill. Okay, so getting a measurement down at the bottom of the hill. $129, 130 yards. Wow. All right, so let's walk on around here. As you can see, this was just wide enough for one vehicle. Kind of off camber quite a bit right here. I was pretty sketched out on this section because I couldn't see, and my seatbelt had locked me in position, and I couldn't lean forward and look at my tires or anything. And we just kept telling ourselves we didn't want to roll down this hill and end up in any of those pools. So it was, since owning this Jeep, it was, I'll have to say, the scariest thing I'd ever done. So I had stopped right here in this section as I came around to see where he was, and he was just up ahead. We'll walk over there in a second, but we were talking about going up that hill there, but it was dark by now, or real close to it. So after assessing his situation and deciding to come back, this is where I thought I was going to turn around, you know, just kind of pull forward and then back up. But walking over in this gravel, you know, we just didn't know if it was firm enough. So we opted to back up all the way back down to there, the base of the hill basically, and turn around. And as you can see, the Jeep is at the top of the hill. Looks pretty good up there too. So now we will just continue on. My buddy was driving along. Across these rocks. He tells me that he actually chose this line to go around and on over. And when I was walking towards him, I couldn't believe that he did that. I'm a pretty cautious guy, and I'm not so sure I would have tried that. But he made it. We all made it home safe, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know this camera isn't really doing this justice, but you know, I'm having to climb up some of these sections. Keep on going. So he was still going forward. Came across the top here. And you can see how loose this is here. And he stopped his Jeep right about here. So I came over and we wanted to assess the situation, see if this is something we wanted to try to tackle. Because by now I think it was 5:30. And you know, it gets dark, starts to get dark around 4:30 this time of year. And after coming up here, you know, this trail does continue on. You can see I'm out of breath, all of this. But we just decided this is not something we want to do. New Year's Eve, starting to get dark. My wife was with me, our new buddy, and his wife was with him. So we decided it'd be safer for us to turn around and do what we had to do to make it back up that hill. So, kind of making my way back down here. Basically had him do a turnaround right in this area, backing up, and he ended up on this ledge right here as he was getting turned around. So he had to just kind of drop down and try to go that way after we got turned around, and it was pretty sketchy, I have to say. And he was in the driver's seat, so it was even more sketchy for him. But we made it. I'll keep saying that. We made it. So we get him down. He's driving forward. And then we're ready to head back. So let me get a little closer and we'll keep her going. Okay, so when we got back to this section, again, remember, I was not over here. I was right on that edge right there, and he had to cross back over here. This is the direction he came, and I just explained to him I felt more comfortable guiding him across this flatter section up here and then making a turn gently off of this ledge. I think his driver tire base planted on this rock here and kind of came down. And that angle, as that front tire started to dip down, you know, I'm sure he was tripping, because I would have been. So, but he made it. He crept along and we made it. And I just remember thinking, I cannot let this guy roll down this hill. So we made it back this direction. This was a little easier. You know, this is not your typical shelf road that you see on a lot of the videos, but in my book, I consider it a shelf road because once you get past this loose gravel right here, there's nothing sturdy to have your vehicle on. So yeah, I'm calling this a shelf road with some off-camber excitement. So I remember as I was backing up and I was in this spot, like I said a moment ago, my seatbelt had locked up, and like an idiot, because I wanted to see my tire placement, I disconnected my seatbelt, and then of course it's locked into position and I cannot put it back on. And my wife was up the hill, sitting down, bless her heart, in the dark by herself, because obviously she didn't want to be down here while we were trying to save ourselves. But for some reason, I just remember this could be it. I was off camber. I was leaning towards this cliff. I'm facing that way, so I needed to back up and turn around to go up that hill. And for some reason, I do not know why, but for some reason, her purse was still in the car, and I thought, let me zip up her purse. So if I fall down this hill, at least her personal items are all in her purse. And I have to laugh at myself because I don't know why that was a thought, because I literally could have rolled down this hill. So, you know, you live and you learn, and this was a crazy lesson for us all, and maybe for you guys, but I'll keep this thing going. So once I got back up on this section, the Jeep leveled off a little bit and I was able to get my seatbelt back on. And by now, I'm over here. We flipped the Jeep around 2 or 3 times. It was a little sketchy in this loose gravel there, but we got her turned around. So the next task was to bring him down, back down the hill so we could make room for us to get by. So we got him back down. He was 80%, 90% up the hill, but we had to get him out of the way. So there's a few rocks like right there that we had to try to roll over off the road just a little bit to assure that we had room to bounce around if we were gonna lose our line to get all the way to the top. So that's what we did. We put it in gear and just gave it all we got and got to the top. So I'm gonna make my way back up to the top and I'll finish this out. Still see my footprints. As you can see, right just past the spot where we started winching him up. His line of sight, he could not see us. We were just gonna drag him up the hill. Getting my workout in for the day. All right, so we made it back to the top of the hill. I caught most of my breath, had to take a breather there for a second. But so we're down this hill, and let me turn the camera around. So we're down this hill. My Jeep is about maybe another car length, Jeep length forward. And the first time we tried to pull him up, I was sliding. We also really didn't have enough line because this Warn VR Evo 12S, fantastic winch, has 90 feet of synthetic rope. That wasn't enough. I had a tow strap, my buddy had a tow strap and a Yankum rope, which I know we should never use as a towing device or a winching device, because it just stretches and it's not really going to get you anywhere. But you know, it was by now probably 9 o'clock, 9:30, maybe more like 9, and we thought this is all we got and it'll reach. So we hooked it up and we did a pull, and I could tell it's just gonna stretch. I'm not gonna get him out of there. So we unhooked everything, rolled the winch back in, and our new buddy and his wife got in Kyle's Jeep. We drove into town, which isn't far. I'll show you. Well, actually, not too far. We had to go back down the hill. We came in on, found some additional tow straps at Walmart. Came back up here. By the time we're back up here, starts spitting a little snow, a little rain. The wind really picked up, 30, 40 mile an hour probably. And but you'll see some of that in some of the photos and a little bit of video my wife took. But we got him hooked up, pulled the winch out, and we pulled him up after having Kyle anchor me, because I was actually sliding down the hill as I was pulling him. So this winch, guys, is a hell of a winch. I'll tell you, a few folks have asked me, why did you get a 12? You know what? I got a 12 because you never know what you're gonna need until you need it. So I'm glad I got it, because that's about the only way we probably would have got him up here. And if we were gonna call a tow truck, you know, I don't know about you guys, but you know, in a city like this, if you have an accident on the city streets, it can take anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 hours for them to get there. It would have been probably the next day to get somebody to come up here, and they would have had probably the same issues we had, because I don't think they have cables that reach that far either. So it would have been a very expensive tow if we had towed somebody, or if we had called someone to come pull him up. So after everybody got home safe, I told myself, I don't think I'm ever going back up there. That was dangerous. It was risky. and we got caught in a spot that you know, we probably shouldn't have been that late in the day. So lesson learned. But hey guys, if you're gonna go off-road, go with a buddy, go with a friend. If you're by yourself, don't go in places that you're not 100% sure you can get yourself out of. I think part of the problem with why his Jeep wouldn't come back up the hill is because it sat for so long on that incline. I think all of his transmission fluid, you know, went to the back of the transmission. He wasn't able to get any pressure to make the transmission pull the vehicle on its own weight, because once he got to the top, he was able to drive it out. But you know, I'm not a transmission mechanic, don't play one on TV, but he was driving fine all around until we got down here and angled him back up that hill, and then sat there for probably 45 minutes. So that's what I thought happened, and we just felt, we just met this guy today, we can't leave him in this situation. So hey guys, we got it out safe. I just wanted to share that with you. That might help somebody, might give somebody a chuckle, and might also have you guys putting in the comments, this guy's crazy. But hey, if you guys like what you're seeing, click and subscribe. Tell your friends about me, and we'll keep this thing going. We'll see you next time.